Welcome back, everyone. It's here. And today I've got some r/BestOf for you all. As per usual, I'll be reading you the posts, giving you my opinions, and I hope you do the same down in the comments below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. This post was clicked by Dread Caterpillar 77, and their tagline is, "Satan is not a pogo stick." The original OP is Backpack Drama, posted June 4th, 2016. Me, 25 female, with my boyfriend, 26 male, of 6 months. I'm about to break up with him over a backpack, but I need to know if I'm overreacting. My boyfriend Jacob and I have been together for half a year now. We met through mutual friends about 2 years ago. Jacob is a very laid-back guy, and maybe since I have a lot of anxiety, that attracted me to him. The past 6 months have been fun, and without incident until now. I thought Jacob was a caring and thoughtful person, and I really saw a future with him. But now I'm reconsidering. Background info. I have a backpack that is covered with patches. Before this happened, I had about 35 patches sewn on it. This is a project that started when I was 14 and needed a backpack for high school. Over the years, I collected patches from all the shows, concerts, and plays I've gone to. When I studied abroad and visited new cities and museums, gifts from family friends, etc. When I was 20, the bottom of my backpack ripped out, so I got a new one, and carefully removed and reattached the patches. I don't carry a purse, I carry this backpack, literally every day. It might seem silly, but a lot of my personal history and favorite memories are sewn, to this backpack. On Wednesday, Jacob and I were hanging out at my place watching Netflix with 2 mutual friends. My apartment has a much larger living room than his does, so we tend to hang out at my place. I had to work early Thursday morning, so I went to bed a little earlier and just told Jacob to lock up before he came to bed. The next morning, I go about getting ready for work and go to put some things in my backpack. That's when I notice it's missing patches. 11, to be precise. I immediately woke Jacob up, basically panicking, asking what happened. He told me that he had invited 3 of his friends over after I had gone to sleep. Apparently, they texted him because they were bar hopping nearby, and he wanted them to come over. At some point, one of them saw my backpack sitting in the living room and said it was cool, and they wanted one like it. And Jacob told them they could have some patches if they wanted. So, they cut 11 patches off my bag. I was livid. I still am. I can't really describe how betrayed I feel. A few of my patches were gifts from my father, who passed away last year. He always loved helping me find new patches and bought me 3 limited release patches that are now very expensive and difficult to find. Those are all gone. I had 1 patch that my dad bought in 1994 and let me have. It's gone as well. Patches from my study abroad trip are gone too. I feel so devastated. I'm not proud of my reaction. I flipped the fuck out. A lot of "what the fuck were you thinking?" and "how could you do this?" I told him he had to call his friends that were over and get all the patches back. He said he would for the ones from my dad, but he would look too bad if he asked for the rest that didn't mean as much. I asked him if he cared more about looking like a jackass to them or me. He hesitated, and I freaked out and told him he had to leave. I messaged the people I know were over on Facebook and got a response back from one person, one of the mutual friends. He brought my patches back Thursday night. He said he thought it was weird that Jacob offered but went along with it, and he apologized. So now, I only have 9 patches missing. I know it sounds silly, but I just feel so sick over it. I texted Jacob today about getting my dad's patches back, and he just said he was going to contact them on the weekend. What's the point of waiting? I talked to a couple close friends about what happened and told them I wanted to break up over this. They both saw this as an overreaction and that I should let it go and get more patches. Everyone seems to think because patches are cheap, I shouldn't be so upset and should forgive him. I need to know if I'm overreacting. My feelings are maybe I was being hysterical when I confronted Jacob and I didn't deal with it in the best way. But he hasn't been proactive about fixing the situation. He's only texted me once to tell me he was contacting his friends on the weekend. I'm so frustrated and hurt, and I'm not sure how I'll trust him again after this. And before anyone asks, He absolutely knew what this backpack meant to me. Once we were about a month in dating, he asked me to give him the backstory to each patch, and he's seen me carry it every day. Too long didn't read, my boyfriend had friends over and they took patches from my backpack. I want to dump him, but my friends think I'm overreacting. I can't help but to feel like he knew exactly what he was doing in this scenario. That maybe he was jealous that she had a backpack that meant that much to her and it wasn't him. So he decided to try to devalue it to her, essentially, by removing some of the sentimental value. Or hell, maybe it's just a control thing. Because seriously, what other explanation is there for someone who actively offers up a sentimental item of their partner to their friends who showed up bar hopping at her place and then proceeded to cut and dismember parts of the backpack so they could have her patches? That shit had to have been purposeful. Relevant comments, deleted user. You're definitely not overreacting. Who the fuck offers to let their friends destroy something that doesn't belong to them because they think it looks cool? Get your stuff back and dump this idiot. OP responds, his explanation was that I had so many he didn't think I would mind, and he's seen me give patches to people before. That's true, but I've never given someone a patch from my own backpack. I bought them at shows or through online vendors specifically as gifts. And yes, why would he think it was okay to give away my property? It's so disrespectful. What kind of excuse is, I didn't think you would mind in this situation? And he hasn't seemed to realize it yet. He's only texted me once since yesterday that he would contact his friends on the weekend. He hasn't apologized at all. User Olivia Prestane comments, you're not overreacting. He had no right to give away your property. And the fact that he didn't immediately apologize and do everything he could to get them back shows this wasn't a one-time lapse of judgment but a severe character flaw. OP responds, it would have been so different if he had apologized and showed an effort to get them back, but he argued about it and said I was overreacting. User Migraith comments, I could maybe understand if you two actually lived together and it was an item sitting on a counter or bookshelf that he gave away, but this was something that was clearly not his, that had to be physically cut off of what is essentially your purse. That is a huge violation even without the sentimental value being taken into account. You don't just go into someone else's home and give away their possessions. OP responds, this articulates my concerns really well. I feel that I invited them into my space and my own boyfriend facilitated them fucking with my property. What the hell? Migraith responds further, bottom line is he and they stole from you. I'm really confused why he or any of your friends are perfectly fine with that. I'd play nice until you get as many patches as possible back, then dump him like the piece of shit he is. OP responds, he invited them to steal from me. They cut the patches off with a pocket knife and left holes in my bag. My main effort is going to be getting my dad's patches back. I can get over the rest of them, but I really want those 4. User ElfGirl1317 comments, can the friend who returned your patches put you in touch with the other people so you don't have to rely on your ex to get the patches back? OP responds, he had the number of the other mutual friend and told me he would message him too. The other 3 people are on Jacob's side of his social circle from college. I'm going to start Facebook stalking to see if I can find them. Edit. My second mutual friend just called. He also had 2 patches and promised to return them this weekend. One of them was one of my dad's patches. That's 7 left. Editor's note. OP tried to make an update, but it wasn't approved. However, OP made 3 comments in a later post titled, my girlfriend, 32 female, gave away a lot of my things at a clothing swap/charity. And says that I, 28 male, am overreacting and too attached to material possessions to give closure. Basically, OP is commenting on someone else's post. Comment 1. August 3rd, 2016. 2 months later. I broke up with a guy who did something similar to me. Post got deleted. It comes down to respect, even if it's material items. I found that my ex didn't really respect me. Something similar happened to me as well. He couldn't apologize to me either, so we ended up breaking up. Did OP get all the patches back? Yes, I got all them back, smiley face. I tried to update here, but it got removed. OP updates 10 years later, August 10th, 2026. Update. Responding to the top comment for visibility, this was me. I'm surprised I could still log into this account. It was a throwaway, it's been so long since this happened. Through the course of everything, I learned that my ex wasn't laid back. He just didn't give a fuck. Very different things. I did get all the patches back. A few people were very apologetic and immediately went out of their way to return them. A few people, I had to show up at their place with a friend in tow, looking someone in the eyes and saying, "You have a patch that my dead father gave me when I was 14. Worked pretty well. Basically, all of them blamed my ex. It's okay, I blamed him too. He never truly apologized. He just wanted me to be less mad without fixing anything. I was very passive then, and I don't think I had ever been as angry as that moment. I went scorched earth and told everyone what he did. He was mad about that, but I didn't care. He shouldn't have done it if he didn't want me to talk about it. A few of my friends apologized for taking his side, but our friendship wasn't ever really the same after that. Months, maybe even a year after all this went down, my sister and I were going through a storage unit of my dad's to clear it out. We found one of his old backpacks. Nothing special, just a JanSport. I cleaned it out, and that was the new base. I still have it to this day, and I have added new patches since. Whether it's stuffed animals, whether it's Bionicles, Legos, action figures, dolls, memorabilia, or patches on a backpack, if your significant other can't respect material items that mean the world to you or are important to you, how can you be so certain that they actually respect you as a person? Because if they can't respect what you love, then they don't respect you. Thank God she got all our patches back, but I can't even imagine being in the position of like, oh yeah, the bag that she uses every day, feel free to cut holes in it and take the patches off. Yeah, she won't miss them. Then imagine that same girl coming into your house a couple days later and be like, hey, you took a patch that my dead dad gave me when I was 14. Thank God all of them were understanding, but also, yeah, they have every right to blame Jacob for this bullshit. Dude wanted to gain social points and brownie points by giving away his girlfriend's shit. What a tool. Well, okay, I mean, tools are useful though, so, you know. This post was collected by Choice Evidence 1983, and their tagline is, "It dawned on me that he was a wizard." The original OP is, "I'm I the problem." Posted to r/relationship advice, August 28th, 2021. My boyfriend, male 23, of 2 years, had no birthday gift, card, or plans for us and kept me waiting to hang out until 10 p.m. because he was playing video games. I no longer wanted to hang out after that, so he claimed I'm just moody and having an attitude about this. It's my birthday today, and some stuff went down with my boyfriend of 2 years that I could really need other people's opinions on. We're in a committed relationship for over 2 years, currently long distance. He only remembered my birthday cause another friend congratulated me while we were in a group voice chat. He had no gift, card, or even a long, sweet message for me, and hadn't even planned anything concrete to do together on my birthday. He did, however, say he will be mine all day and will do whatever I want. I had to plan my own birthday and he would just comply to it. And not even that happened, as you'll see. He then added that just one thing needs to be done first, a PC game match, if that's okay. I agreed that, of course, he could go play that match. They only take 45 minutes, oh, it's League of Legends, and it was only 2:40 p.m., which P said he'll get done ASAP to make time for me. But he didn't. Instead, he sat in VC with his friends all day and left me to myself while he played a different game, solo. He did make occasional small talk in my DMs, but the whole day went by without him doing anything with me, so I got distant in my replies. Not unfriendly, but less invested and affectionate. He said later, by 8 p.m. I should definitely be done with my match, else I'll just cancel that game match. But even then, he didn't. He finished by 9:30 p.m. The match can be played any day, by the way. He had me waiting until 10 p.m. before we could actually even start doing things together. He kept me on standby all day for video games, and I couldn't even go do much else, cause he was supposedly gonna be free to spend the day anytime soon. It overshadowed my entire day. So when he hit me up by 10 p.m., I no longer wanted to hang out and gave a summary of the day and his total lack of effort as explanation, concluding that if I wait until only 2 hours of my birthday are left, even though he's been free all day, so I might as well spend the remaining 2 hours alone as well. That upset him. His reaction was insensitive and rude. He said, too bad, that he tried, that I gave him a fuck off attitude all day, and that he, after all, offered to do hangout. He claimed I just got a mood, and added dismissively, "Whatever, dude, enjoy the last 2 hours of your special day. I'm out." An hour later, he came back pointing out that he now feels empty, hollow, and worthless, and is sorry for disappointing me, and said he'd go to sleep now. So, am I just having unrealistic expectations and thinking that he should have had planned at least something? Written a nice long message, or had any kind of small gift, or have prioritized spending time with me? Thank you in advance for your time and opinion. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. No, he's gaslighting you. This is toxic. He sounds awful and you deserve better. Also, happy birthday. I'm sorry it's been so shitty, but there will be better days. Sad face. OP responds, "Thank you. I hope the next one will be better." Commenter 2. If you stick around and still with him on his birthday, give him the same he gave you. If he gets mad, just say, "Don't get mad because I pulled a you on you." Yeah, I'm petty like that. OP responds, "His birthday is actually in less than 2 weeks. I'll probably not buy the gifts I had planned for him anymore now. But if it comes to fighting fire with fire, I think that would end very nasty with him, so rather not." Commenter 3. Oh, goodness. Okay, long story short, it's the age-old adage that actions speak louder than words. He put zero effort into making your day special or even remembering it, for fuck's sakes. He repeatedly made you an option, not a priority. And then he gaslights you to try and make you feel sorry for him? Yeah, no thanks. Is this a one-off instance, or is he like this all the time? I would seriously reevaluate why you're allowing yourself to be treated like this. If this was how your friend's boyfriend treated them, what would you tell that friend? Because I tell them they're worth more than video games, and to find someone who appreciates their worth. OP responds, "It's not the first time I felt neglected in favor of his games or friends. No, it actually has been a topic often." Commenter 4. "And why are you with this child for 2 years? OP responds, "Because I felt a connection to him. Intense passion, because we both had really awful childhoods, because he felt unlovable, and I wanted to show him there's someone who will always believe in the good in him." Update, September 4th, 2021, 1 week later. I figured people might be interested in the next chapter. The advice I had gotten in the last thread was very clear, to break up with that guy, because he's selfish, immature, manipulative, and lacks respect. Well, I didn't get to that, and here's why. The next morning, he sent me a long voice message to apologize, but it was not really an apology because he did say sorry and that he fucked up, but blamed me for the way he acted. He asked for a call that evening to hash things out. I agreed to listen to what he'd have to say, though my expectations were low after having heard his non-apology before and having made up my mind pretty much to leave him. Things seemed okay until I pointed out that while I understand his point of view, gaslighting and manipulating me the day before was still not okay. He got very upset about that, claimed, "This is too hard," and followed it up with, "We should call it quits." So yeah, he first ruined my birthday and then broke up with me the day after my birthday, and tried to make himself look like the victim in the process too. It was not planned, just an impulsive anger reaction. But he picked a day I sure won't forget. As you can imagine, I did not hold him back. We actually had a nice talk after that, and then that was it. Somewhen late at night, he left a DM saying that he may feel things weirdly, but actually loves me and cares about me. Frankly, I even think he means that, but his actions have shown the opposite, and it has been enough. He didn't ask to get me back, or so. I guess he just wanted it out there. It's been a couple of days since that night. On the first night, I cried a lot because, despite all, I deeply cared about him and would have loved to make him happy, just not at the cost of being disregarded and hurt too often. Occasionally, he checked in on me since that breakup. I guess you could read that negatively as hovering, but I don't know. I think he just really wanted to be nice now and not leave burned ground. We rarely spoke though, and I mostly focus on my own interests and things that are good for improving my well-being now. His days barely changed, I guess. Excessive gaming, day to night, if possible, whilst hanging out in a call with his friends. Well, he'll no longer get distracted from that. I'm still sad, but Also, feel free to, and my friends, and you, Reddit people, have been so supportive. Thank you to everyone who offered advice in the last thread. To new chapters, cheers. Relevant comments, commenter 1. This makes me so sad. I was in a relationship for 2 years that wasn't nearly this bad, but did involve me initiating about 90% of the time and being stood up nearly every other time I made plans. I remember receiving a notification on Valentine's Day, our anniversary, coincidentally, that I had a gift ready for pickup and finally feeling a spark of hope inside. When I went to pick it up, it was from a friend. Remind yourself that you deserve better if you ever consider going back. There are far better things ahead. I'm proud of you for sticking up for yourself. I know it's not easy. OP responds, thank you for the nice message. I added a little warning to his accounts that remind me of what he's like. Only I can see it, in case I ever feel tempted. I hope that keeps me from taking him back when he tries to lure me back in. Commenter 2. Next time he checks in on you, tell him you're still waiting on your fucking birthday present. Stop engaging with this dude. I know that's easy for me to say, but he has proven that he will blame you for something that is his problem. This is not healthy. Move on from him. Close the door. Call up your friends or family and disengage. OP responds, oh, nah, I want no gift from him anymore. In fact, even on that day, a really sweet message or plans for us would have been enough. Though I would have gotten him a gift on his birthday. I don't reach out to him. I just live my life now and try to move on in peace. Commenter 3. He says he loves you and cares about you. He doesn't know what those words mean. Cut him out of your life. OP responds, yeah, I think he really doesn't know. He grew up being abused and is on the spectrum. That, of course, does not give him a free pass to be a jerk, but I think he loved me the only way he was capable of loving. I think there is actually no malicious intent in his behavior towards me. He just really doesn't have more love to give. Not even for himself. He's selfish, but he doesn't like himself. OP definitely made the right decision. Well, actually, I guess it was a mutual decision for them to split up here. But sometimes relationships just don't work out. Whether it's because one person is incapable of actually providing those emotions or feelings that the other person is needing and they just physically cannot. For a variety of reasons. And OP seems to have a good understanding of her partner here, or ex-partner. And it's not out of malice, it's not out of, well, a variety of negative things, it's just a lack of self-love and selfishness that's built up from a troubled past. A troubled past that he needs to overcome in order to actually be able to have a healthy relationship. And as of now, he can't provide that. He massively dropped the ball. He hurt OP on her birthday of all days, and then tried to manipulate and gaslight her because, oh, it's actually your fault that we didn't celebrate your birthday, not mine. All of these behaviors are just evidence that he's not ready for a relationship. I do hope, though, in the past, 5 years, he's been able to get the kind of help that he would need to be able to overcome these roadblocks and be the kind of person that his partner would need. As for OP, I hope you found yourself in a more healthy relationship that's far more stable and a lot less manipulative. This post was clicked by Dread Caterpillar 77. Their tagline is, "Satan is not a pogo stick." The original OP is Mom 1964, posted to r/relationships April 6th, 2016. Me, 51 female, with my daughter, 19 female. Daughter accused of plagiarism at university. My daughter has always been a good kid and a good student. She's in first year university, and like many of us, myself included, she found it overwhelming. She's been keeping up with the work and getting decent grades, but for a recent English essay, she Googled other people's ideas and pulled a few sentences from their work. Her professor found out, and now she's facing a disciplinary hearing. She may just get an F on the essay, or she might fail the entire course. She won't know until the hearing, which won't be for a couple of weeks. She's freaking out, of course. She's never faced anything like this before. She's ashamed and frantic with worry. I guess I'd like to ask, has anyone here gone through something like this? How can I help her? Too long didn't read, daughter plagiarized small part of university essay, will get a disciplinary hearing, and I'm wondering what to do. Edit. Thank you all for your comments and advice. I'd already told her to be contrite at her hearing and own up to what she did. My exact words were, don't be an asshole about it. I'll also tell her to take her punishment, whatever it might be, and never do this again. I'll post an update after the hearing. Relevant comments deleted. I haven't been through this. I have served on an honor board at a major liberal arts school for 3 years. It is crazy what kids think they'll get away with. I'm talking entire Wikipedia articles passed off as an assignment. If it's a few snippets here and there, and her first offense, then she needs to spend some time seriously contemplating and integrating what kind of serious theft this is. How would she feel if someone took her crafted piece and passed it off as their own? Probably livid. She needs to do that before she goes to the hearing. She needs to be upset, not that she got caught, but that she stole in the first place. That is what they want to see. No begging, no pleading. Quite frankly, we really did not care about extenuating circumstances all that much. Better to not hand something in than to steal. But own it. Use her newly integrated understanding of this offense to share more about what she did and why it is wrong, and why she will not do it again, and how she'll avoid getting to this point of desperation. Basically, begging, cajoling, victim playing, all that shit makes it worse. She fucked up, she needs to own it in all its glory, convey that she understands why what she did is a badness, and tell her strategy for being a nice person in the future. Good luck. Edit to add. If this is a bigger offense than a few snippets, if she plagiarized a full 5+ page paper for instance, then she needs to be prepared for anything from a reprimand or fail all the way through suspension and expulsion. In brief, this is not a joke and the hearing will be treated with utmost seriousness. One more edit, you need to stay away from the school in the hearing. Your presence is not needed and could be detrimental. You can prepare her by ensuring that she understands the gravity of her actions and listening to how she will approach the hearing with some real encouragement toward full accountability. Opie responds, I agree with everything you said. She definitely knows she fucked up, and she's not going to pretend otherwise at the hearing. I told her to admit what she did, treat it like the big deal it is, and take her punishment like an adult. From what she told me, it was just a few sentences as opposed to the entire paper. Still plagiarism, of course. Update. May 18th, 2016, 6 weeks later. First of all, I'd like to say that I goofed the title on the original post. She wasn't accused of plagiarism, that implies that she didn't do it. She did do it. She told me a bit more about what had happened. While researching her paper, she took a bunch of notes, including some comments she'd found on the internet. She didn't cite her sources, big mistake. And when it came time to write her paper, she mixed up what she'd found online and she'd come up with on her own. She had a meeting with an advocate who prepared her for what the hearing would entail. She was warned that the most common punishment was to receive an F on the paper and an F on the course. So she was prepared for that. There were still some classes remaining before the hearing would occur, plus the final exam. She attended all of the classes, studied her butt off for the final, and did her very best on it. She had her hearing last week. She did what I'd recommended, and a lot of you recommended, explained what happened, but didn't try to make excuses. The professor was very understanding and heard what she had to say. The professor commented that it reflected well on my daughter that she'd continue to attend class and write the final. Many people would have said, the heck with it, I'm going to fail anyway, and not bother to show up. Daughter found out last night that she'll receive an F on the paper, which was worth 15% of her final grade, but not on the course. The professor had told her that she'd done very well in the course overall, so she's hoping that means she'll still pass the course. The professor has drummed it into her head that she made a very dumb mistake, and things won't go nearly as well for her if she does it again. So I think, or hope, she's learned her lesson here. Thanks for all of your comments and help. Too long didn't read, daughter had her plagiarism hearing, will get an F on the paper, but not on the course. So if the daughter was being honest, and this was indeed just an honest mix-up where she wasn't paying attention while taking notes down, and accidentally, essentially created the situation by not properly identifying what is and isn't her work, this is a pretty fair punishment for that. It's a good reminder of, be more careful in the future, you're going to get an F on this paper, you're a first-year student, but you still have a shot. So during my first semester of uni, one of my classmates learned very quickly that self-plagiarism is in fact a real thing, and had to have an interesting conversation with the academic advisory board because of that exact problem. You see, he made the mistake of being a frequent contributor to the fandom wikis, and during an English course, we had to do something, can't remember what it was, I just remember it pretty much involved in media that we consumed, and he plagiarized his own wiki page that he had written for a fandom. And he had to pretty much prove that, no, this is actually me, this is my wiki account, I'm the one who made these edits, I just fucked up, but he still got hit for self-plagiarism. He got a slap on the wrist and just had to rewrite the paper, but it was still just kind of a, moment. This post was collected by Direct Caterpillars 77, and their tagline is, Satan is not a pogo stick. The original OP is Michio Gio, posted June 17th, 2016 to r/relationships. My 25 male, boyfriend 28 male, tried to screw over my best friend, 26 female, at work. I told her, and he got fired. He blames me now, and wants me to pick him or her. Lots of background into this. When I was 19, I came out as gay to my super religious family and was immediately disowned. They kicked me out, stopped paying for my education, and stopped talking to me. I literally lost everyone in the extended family. I was all alone and unprepared. I was going to an expensive private university and couldn't afford it anymore. I had to drop out and start working full-time. At that time, my friend Claire at the university really helped me out. At that time, I didn't know that she was from a very rich family. She never lived to show it. She helped me with small things here and there, allowed me to stay with her until I could get my act together. She even paid for me to get therapy when I was dealing with abandonment issues from my family. Really, the kindness that she did for me is something I'll never forget. We remained very close friends after that. I didn't go back to college, just kept working at rather lower wage jobs. A few months after she graduated, she asked if I would like a job. She wanted me to be her driver/assistant. Oh, that's money. She was working in their own family's business, and her previous driver was a boring yes ma'am, no ma'am, old guy that she wasn't comfortable with. She offered me a superb salary and benefits, like 8 times what I was making at my job at the time. And I accepted. I've been working for her for 2 years now, and it's been very nice. The workload is low. I drive a super comfy, expensive car. I get paid to spend time with my best friend, and all in all, this is yet another huge favor for me that she's done. Here comes my boyfriend, Jack. He works for Claire's family business. I met him about 18 months ago, and he hates Claire. He believed she's a spoiled, selfish girl who's only progressing because her dad owns the empire, as he puts it. I didn't know that Jack hates her until only a few weeks ago, when they apparently had a clash at work. I'm not aware of the details or whose fault it is, since that's really not my job, but I became aware of the conflict. Claire doesn't have strong opinions towards Jack, though. When she learned that we were dating back then, she told me that he seems like a good, hardworking person. Jack told me that he's going to put Claire in her place. I asked what he wants to do. He didn't say much except, she won't see it coming. I kept pushing, and he told me. It was basically messing up something that will make Claire look very bad, and the confidence of others in her would take a huge hit. I begged him not to do it, as it was not just wrong and unethical, but just petty. He seemed to have made up his mind, and I couldn't do anything to change it. I really had no choice at that point. For one, I had to do the right thing. For two, Claire has done so much for me, and I owe her so much in my life. And as a result, I have very strong loyalty to her. I couldn't sit and let something like this happen to her, so I told her everything. She appreciated my honesty and told me that she knows it must have been difficult to do this to my boyfriend and that she won't forget it. She took care of the whole thing. Jack was fired. So now he's angry that I told her. He says that I picked her over him and I betrayed him. I keep telling him that I begged him not to do it, but he put me in the position of having to choose to do the right thing or keep quiet and let him do something wrong to my best friend. He says he can't believe that I did it. So now he wants me to show him that I love him and I'm loyal to him by cutting contact with Claire and quitting the job. I don't want to do that. Claire's my best friend and I owe her a lot. This job is great and I want to keep it, but I don't want to break up with him either. He made a horrible mistake and he's angry that he lost it. But he keeps pressuring me to make a decision and I'm just tired of it. Is there any chance for our relationship? Too long didn't read. Boyfriend wanted to screw over my best friend at work. I told her, he was fired. Now he wants me to prove my love to him by quitting my job and ending my friendship with my best friend. Is there a hope for our relationship? Relevant comments. Shadow ban Hans. You really need a new boyfriend. He's not a good person. His plan is to basically ruin your professional career while isolating you from your social supports. Wow. True love right there. You can really tell he's concerned for you as a person and not just a petty and spiteful little troll. Opie responds, yeah, I should stop thinking that he only made a mistake, especially since he's showing no remorse. User Ditrastivere comments, that wasn't a mistake. It was planned and deliberate. He's a nasty piece of work, and if he actually believed half the things he says about Claire, he wouldn't need to contrive a scenario to make her look bad. User Green 7000. A mistake is leaving your car door unlocked and getting robbed. A mistake is forgetting to turn your oven off and causing a fire. A mistake is not remembering you were supposed to go to your friend's birthday party until the next morning. A mistake is not smashing someone's window and stealing from them. It is not deliberately burning down another person's house. It is not crashing a party to humiliate the guest of honor. Those are deliberate, malicious actions. His mistake is the same type of mistake Brock Turner made, aka deliberate actions that are only a mistake and that he didn't mean to get caught, but did mean to commit the crime. Also, are you sure he was interested in you and not trying to use you against her in some way? Opie responds, I don't know what to believe anymore. He seemed very interested in me and never used me against her before, at least not that I know of. Green 7000 responds, but he could be hoping that when you two started dating, that you would say something that would allow him to claim she was homophobic, or he could have been thinking he would get a better position at the company being your significant other, and when he didn't, he got angry at her. He could claim you told him something she said or did and start rumors that would hurt her without doing anything official. I'm just saying, assume that this guy had ulterior, negative motives for everything he did. Opie responds, you might have a point. Last year he asked me to put in a good word for him with Claire because there was a promotion to grab. I told Claire that Jack told me to tell her that he's interested and ready. He didn't get the promotion, although he was promoted 6 months later to a different position. User Green 7000 responds further, and got angry at her because he put in the work, aka dating you, and didn't get what he deserved, aka the promotion. There was a post here yesterday or the day before from someone who inherited money and gave his family literally thousands of dollars worth of property, and they were angry that he hadn't given them enough. Some people near money tend to get an entitled mindset and lash out against those who have it. I'm guessing he saw you as a fast track to success and was angry at her for not giving him what he thought he deserved. Opie responds, the more I think, the more I see that you may be right. Oh fuck. Update, June 23rd, 2016, 6 days later. Most of you are right. I was being played from the beginning. I confronted Jack about the whole thing and asked him if he considered my friendship with Claire when he started to date me. He at first refused to admit it and kept telling me that he loved me, but since we were getting nowhere, he said, why hide it anymore? Yeah, I approached you to get info on her. Do you really think I'd be interested in a waste of clothes like you? Yeah, he said that exactly. He told me that he first started dating me for getting information, then to use me to help him get promotions. And he made the mistake of thinking I was his when he wanted to take down Claire. He left. So that's what happened. I was played for 1.5 years. I'm just happy that he couldn't succeed in hurting Claire, otherwise I couldn't have forgiven myself. I needed someone to talk to after all of this, and that had to be Claire, so I went to her flat, and we talked for hours about all of it. I was really embarrassed for falling for Jack's bullshit and putting her at risk, but she kept telling me that she's proud of me since I protected her when she needed someone to have her back. So yeah, we're at great terms. I won't ever let this happen again. I learned my lesson. No more dating anyone who Claire has any sort of professional relationship with. I'll be a better and more loyal friend for her from now on. Too long didn't read. Jack only dated me to use me for his own goals. We broke up. Claire and I are on great terms. Never again I'll date anyone from work. I don't really have too much to add for this one, besides the fact that the trash revealed it was trash and then took itself out because the trash thought it was among trash, but it was not. My biggest question is what kind of car are you driving right now? Is it a Rolls Royce? Is it a Bentley? Is it a Flying Spur? Like, what are we talking about here? Because my interest is piqued because it's hit like a special interest of mine. Also, as just like a final note, if you're ever in a position where your significant other, for no other reason besides pettiness, is wanting you to choose between them and your job, pick the job. That significant other is going to start pulling more shit down the line and more controlling bullshit that's going to just hurt you and hurt you and hurt you, and it's never worth it. Trust me on that one. Outro! Gamer subs, code Oz, 10% off. Jingly keys, jingle jingle. Caffeine and caffeine free. Sadly, today I was not able to get any additional painting done. I am very exhausted and very tired. And, Oz is very sleepy right now, and he is going to go blanky mode. Thank God I started recording these outros last, so now I just gotta finish this outro, put the video together, and upload it, and hope it passed checks so it can be scheduled for 7 a.m. because it's nighttime right now. I have a Papa Murphy's pizza in the oven, and I'm so hungry. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later.